Hello and welcome. In this session, we are going to see how to backup and restore using the PG base backup on the same host. So as usual, everything is there on the notepad. So we are going to discuss about the backup and restore using the PG base backup on the same host. And what we are going to do is we are going to restore by taking a backup using PG base backup. So as a prerequisite, we have an EC2 instance having RHEL 8 installed on it. We have a sample database which is called as DVD rental, which is already loaded on that. So let me log in. So I'm in PSQL, and if you simply say I'll just copy and paste for quick reference. Show data underscore directory. This is my data directory, and if you say /l, this will list down all the sorry, I have two /l. It will show you there are 100 DVD rental databases that we are going to backup using pg underscore base backup. And if you see more details, you will be able to see like this. This is the detail of the table spaces which we have. We have only default table space. We do not have any non-default table space in this environment. And what we are going to do is, if you see L plus, that is the detailed view of the databases. This is what it is. So everything is there in the default table space. We do not have any non-default table space. So if it is non-default table space, you have a couple of extra steps involved. But since we do not have it, we are going to skip that. And before doing anything, what you need to do is you need to make sure that the details related to the archive. So if you say select name comma settings comma unit from pg underscore settings, where name like archive percentage, it will show you all the settings related to the archive. So if you see if you say archive underscore mode, it should be on. Archive timeout, it should be 5 minute. If you say archive command, uh, this should uh, be enabled so that the archives go to a particular location. And archive cleanup, we are not going to do it. It's not required for this one. And we already changed it from a default to the non-default value. So earlier it was disabled. We made it to 305 minutes. Archive mode, earlier it was off. We made it on. And let's go to the next step. The first step which we need to do is just go to show config underscore file. That will show you the location of postgresql.conf. And what you need to do is you need to change 4 parameters. One is archive mode, which we have turned on from off. Archive timeout, we have made it from disabled to 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. And archive command, we have made it to the particular location. Then once these changes are made, because I'm not going to do it again because it's already done. So you simply say sudo systemctl restart PostgreSQL 13 so that these changes are in place. So the next thing which we will do is since we have 100 approx 100 databases and we have already checked like archive mode is on, archive default timeout is 5 minutes, archive command is we have given something, and then we are going to forcefully switch the pg underscore the wall files. So let's quickly do it a few times. Let me log into PSQL, and we have done it. Let's change the password of Postgre database user. We have made it to password. And then what you do is let's create a directory wherein we are going to initiate a compressed PG based backup to a particular destination. Let's quit from here and just say mkdir-p. So there should be something already over there. We are going to remove it. rm-rf star. So there is nothing inside that. So we created a destination where we are going to take the backup. And now what we are going to do is we are going to execute the pg underscore base backup. The prerequisite is the archive mode should be on, and there should be an archive command. So these two are the minimum values which are required. So now we are going to execute pg underscore base backup. It is being done from the local host. If it is from a remote host, you have to mention the IP address or the host name. Then the port is 5432. We need a super user, either the application a user who can have that privilege, or the super user. In our case, we are doing it from the Postgre super user. -D is the destination where we are going to do the base backup. And there are few options which we are doing. -F, which is the format, we are doing it in the text format. -Z is the zip we are doing. -access is for the wall method, and we are doing it for streaming. And that's it about it. So let's execute it from here. Feed in the password. So once this is done, what we will do is we can initiate an uncompressed backup as well if you want. But in our case, since we have to save some storage, we are doing this. If you wanted to do without the compression, you just have to remove -Z. Okay. You can see that backup is already done. So we have a base backup, we have a backup of wall, and we have the manifest. So we, during the restoration, we need just these two files. And if you wanted to have an uncompressed backup, you can do that. Now we are going to perform the disaster recovery by cleaning all the data files. So before doing that, let's do something. So we just wanted to verify what is our data directory location. And then what you are going to do is just go to this location and see the contents. The contents are here. And the next thing which you have to do is you stop the PostgreSQL services. Let's stop the PostgreSQL services. Stop. And then we will check the status. And then we are going to delete the data directory where all the files are there. So just delete everything which is there in the data directory. Okay, so if you just say ls-ld and this particular data directory location, you won't be able to see that because it has been deleted. And the next step, since we do not have any table space other than the default one which we have already seen, we are going to continue with the below untar command. So let's go to this location. If you say ls-ltr, you will be able to see there are the zipped file, zipped tar file for base and wall backup. What you need to do is let's create the data directory where we are going to restore all this. So it is just we removed it here, and then we are going to create it again. The next thing which we will do is we are going to unzip the base backup and the wall backup, pg underscore wall, from zipped to unzipped. And the second thing which we will do is we will unzip the wall file as well. That will be required. This is done, and the next thing which we are going to do is we have to untar the base backup to the location where it is required. So there is no special command for the restoration. It is just OS level, what do you say, the untar command which we are using. So it is going to untar. Ensure that you have the data directory created, and we are going to restore it over there. It is done. If you see pwd, and if you go to this location, you should be able to see that. Okay, one more thing we are going to do is we need to restore the wall backup as well. So we have already unzipped it, and whatever wall we have which is restored from the backup, let's remove that as well. And what we are going to do is we are going to create that directory, and we are going to restore it from the backup which we had taken. And finally, what we are going to do is we are going to untar the wall backup which we have taken during the backup into the location, wall backup location. Okay, this is done. If you do cd over here, you will be able to see it. Okay. The next thing which we will do is we do not have any default table, non-default table spaces, so we have to move to the next step. And one more thing we have to do is we have to inform PostgreSQL.conf about the restore command. So in the restore command, you will have to mention the location where your wall files are there. So you just search for restore, and restore, you have to mention it's already mentioned over here. Since I'm doing it again, so it has retained the previous value. Now once we have restored the base backup, wall backup, we need to try starting the Postgre, and we need to verify what's happening in the environment. So what we will do is we will check the status and try starting it. So any issue which is related to the PostgreSQL startup will be recorded in var log messages, which is at the system level. Since PostgreSQL might not come up, and any problem writing into the PostgreSQL log will not be written over here, that will be written into your var log messages. So if you simply say sudo systemctl start PostgreSQL, it is showing us there is some problem, and it might have returned some information. So this is the latest. So I have just done tail 100f, and it will show you data directory has invalid permission. So it is saying permission should be this one, 0750, but let's give it to 700. So we will pick up the information from here itself, and we will give it to chmod 700 and this one. If we try restarting now, it should work. It is working, and if you see here, it started PostgreSQL 13 server, and if you check the status, it's up and running. So just a recap, what all we okay. Let us cross verify. Uh, let's log into PSQL and just say /l. You will be able to see there are 100 PostgreSQL databases, sorry, the dividend databases, and they are available. And that's all about how do we restore PostgreSQL using the PG underscore base underscore backup. So this comes by default, and if you know how to use it, is sometimes going to be really, really helpful. I hope this is going to help.